On Saturday, December 16th, Showtime Championship Boxing will introduce its final card. That's right, Showtime is going out of business, folks. And they've chosen a knockout of a fight to have on its last broadcast. Whom is heading up that card? None other than David Morrell and Agbeko. And this fight should be a barn burner while it lasts. So as we head into this weekend and we get set for the final broadcast of Showtime Championship Boxing, let's talk about Morrell versus Agbeko. After this, there will be no more. That's right, Showtime Championship Boxing is going out of business, people. But not before providing us with a knockdown, drag out of a fight between David Morrell Jr. and Agbeko. Two super middleweights who are gonna bring their best to go in and at one another. Maybe a fitting fisticuff battle between two men who really try to do the other man in. And so as we get ready for this, let's talk about what we might expect from such a bout. Personally, I think this is going to be an action-packed fight for as long as it lasts, and I do not expect it to go the distance. If it does, it means that someone didn't give that effort, got injured, tried to hang in there, or whatever. But these two men are not that kind of individual, so somebody is going to have to succumb. Who it will be, they'll have to decide. But when we talk about David Morrell, he's bringing his shy record of 9-0 with 8 KOs. He's thought of as the heir apparent in the division, and he's a fighter that can get people out of there. What I like about Morrell is he's being trained by Ronnie Shields. The young Cuban fighter who's 25 years old is a southpaw, stands 6'1" with a 78.5-inch reach. He is on a knockout streak. He's been stopping guys, brutalizing guys, sending them to the hospital. And he's doing it with a style of aggression, fast hands, powerful punches, and very good punch placement. I think that the coaching from Ronnie Shields, who's a veteran and has worked the corners of like the men from the '84 Olympic teams when they turned pro. Ronnie has been around a long time, and he's seen a lot of fighters. He has helped fighters get from here to there. He has homegrown talent. And when you look at Morrell, what he's done with him thus far, he's turned him into one of the most exciting young fighters presently in the sport of boxing. I expect big things from him going into 2024, and this may kick that off, especially seeing that he will want to go out on this Showtime card with a bang. In the case of Sana Agbeko, a 31-year-old Ghanaian who's 6'0" and with a 74.5-inch reach. This man comes into this fight looking to do exactly what Morrell is doing, but his skill set isn't quite as tight as Morrell. He's an orthodox fighter who wings his shots, slaps a lot, but he's very strong. Originally in the middleweight division, he's now moved up to super middleweight, but hasn't faced anyone of the caliber of David Morrell Jr. So when these two collide, I expect there to be at first an imposition on either man to assert the strength that they bring into the ring. But the talent and skill set, which there is a huge separation between the two, will show itself very early. Then it's going to come down to the spirit of the fighter, what you bring in the ring. How bad do you want a victory? I'm not so certain that Sana will be able to stand up to the pressure that Morrell is going to put on him, but it should be exciting while it lasts. And one of the things that you look forward is a fighter who is going to go in there and compete. And I do expect Sana to do exactly that. But for how long? It's really up to him. Morrell is going to dish out punishment. And if he's durable, he may last rounds. But if he's not, he'll be out of there before you can finish your soda. The one thing about Morrell is he really knows how to apply pressure. So I look to see him come in there. Could Sana Agbeko get lucky? He could. This is boxing. As long as the man has his fists and a heartbeat and the will to try, anything can happen. But I expect Morrell's defense to be able to ward off a lot of that wild winging boxing style that Agbeko brings to the ring. That's the one thing about him. With punches like the way he throws them, Morrell can pick that stuff off and still be coming in to wade in on him, throwing his more precise, accurate, well-placed power punches. And that's going to be the difference at the end of the day, I believe. I like to see the fight go rounds, but I'm not so certain how many rounds that this can go, because I've seen what Morrell has done to other fighters, and there is a huge push to anoint him as an uncrowned champion at super middleweight. But with less than 10 fights, it's still a little early for him. I would like to see him face a couple of different styles going in. This particular match, Agbeko fits the bill of being right in front of him. I want to see him in against guys who can move with great smooth agility and movement, guys who can fire back, guys who can hunt him down. I need to see a variation of styles, not just guys that are set up for him to knock down like bowling pins. It's important that a fighter gets seasoned on his way to a title so that he can understand that when he faces challenges to the title that he's attained, he will be ready for what they throw at him. I see Morrell as a future champion with so many belts, but I don't see him winning a championship from whom you would like to see him win against. That's the funny thing. A lot of the fighters in boxing today are not facing one another like they should, and we're being deprived of the matches that we really would like to see. Names like Canelo or Benavidez, and even Andre, even though he lost to Benavidez, if he decides to continue to fight at super middleweight or drops back down to middleweight, Andre could still be in the thick of things as long as he gets back on that winning track. But Morrell, they're gonna have to move him well, because again, only 10 fights. Now, the old school fighters, when they had a small amount of fights like Morrell, they could still prove themselves with their technique and the refined skill sets that they've learned and honed in the gym from quality trainers. And Morrell could be that guy as well, but let's see the different styles, because that's what's going to make it for him. Face the different styles. Get in there against guys who will present different issues for you. Not just go in and knock them down because you're strong. That southpaw position also against a quality fighter fighting from the orthodox position. Some of these fighters can set traps for him, and will he be able to hold up against that? There's a lot of questions to be asked, but he's young enough to deliver the answers. I'm talking about he's only 25 years old. So that puts him right in that class, in that peer group with David Benavidez. So I look forward to it. 2024, we can only hope will be as exciting as 2023 in boxing. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Showtime's final card, and do you think that David Morrell will make an impact to gain a title in 2024? Leave comments and let's discuss further. Do you think Agbeko can pull out an upset in the final card of the network of upsets? It would be something if that were to happen. Let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.